It was crazy, entertaining work at that particular time. So I said, you know what? I like this kid.
He's touching 50 years old. I think, you know, he should leave it where it is, you know.
A fighter, and I can see why he won so many fights, and I can see why he's going down as a Hall of Famer. It's just certain moves that he made.
After training with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather described the session as crazy work and expressed real admiration. He acknowledged Manny as a Hall of Famer and warned others not to underestimate him. Just because Floyd once beat him doesn't mean he's an easy opponent. Manny remains sharp, skilled, and incredibly dangerous.
We talk about TBE, it's for a reason. Now, one thing about him, he's a hell of a fighter. You know, when we talk about Hall of Famer, he's a Hall of Famer. But nobody has the remedy on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. Don't let them trick you into getting your ass whooped again.
Manny の言葉を信じて
Julio César muy seguro, no sentía ningún temor, sabía que al macho Camacho.
Floyd Mayweather praised Manny Pacquiao, highlighting his speed, punch style, and slick movements as proof of his Hall of Fame status. He admitted Manny was the toughest opponent he's ever faced, with unmatched rhythm and timing that still impresses him. Training together reminded Floyd of Pacquiao's elite, relentless skill set.
The roughest fight you ever had, who was it?
The best fighter I ever fought probably was Manny Pacquiao. Because of his movement.
But you made it look easy.
But he's a hell of a fighter, and I can see why he won so many fights, and I can see why he's going down as a Hall of Famer. It's just certain moves that he make. But the roughest fighter probably was a guy named Emmanuel Augustus.
You talk about the drunken master?
The drunken master.
The drunken master?
He was tough.
Because he was awkward, huh?
He was just tough. And Miguel Cotto was very, very physically strong.
Yeah.
So you got different fighters. Different days you feel different ways.
I have a video when I compared their resumes. And what I did was I grabbed all their opponents. And if they were in the top 10, if they were at number 1 ranked, I gave them 10 points. If they were at 10 ranked, I gave them 1 point. And if they weren't in the top 10, I gave them 0. And then I added them all up. And then I came up with an average of their resume opponent. And Floyd Mayweather had a slightly better resume. Slightly. It was by a point something.
At 46, Manny Pacquiao's speed and training remains sharp and electric. His punches still snap with power, and his footwork stays active and precise. Age hasn't slowed him down. His intensity, rhythm, and focus prove he's still a force in the ring, moving like he's years younger, hungry, and sharp.
10 seconds.
The July 19th clash between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios is shaping up to be more than just a title bout. It's a generational showdown, with Pacquiao representing the golden era of boxing and Barrios symbolizing the new guard. Anticipation is running high. However, this fight doesn't come without heavy concern. Pacquiao, at 46, is walking into a physically punishing sport against an opponent more than a decade younger, in his prime. The primary issue looming over this fight isn't strategy or skill, it's health. Boxing at an advanced age brings significant risk, particularly with regard to brain injuries and long-term neurological damage.
This can be awesome. Legend Manny Pacquiao is fighting Mario Barrios for a welterweight championship. And he's 46 years old. I did a whole video about how I think this is really sad because Manny Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting at 46 years old because, brain injuries. But if he wins, that can make the welterweight division crazy. If you don't know, the welterweight division has been historically a great one in boxing, but lately has been pretty dead. Boots Ennis is the best guy in it, and one of the reasons you may not have heard of him is because there's no one else for him to really fight in that division, so he just dominates it. Everyone's been talking about how there hasn't been big names in the welterweight division, but now it's getting stacked with big names. Not necessarily the best fighters, but big names that are fun. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. This division is getting absolutely insane, and Boots Ennis has a chance to run through it. Because honestly, I don't think any of those guys are better than him, and he will get the credit he deserves. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Despite the mounting concerns surrounding his age and long layoff, Manny Pacquiao has entered training camp with full intensity, guided by his longtime trainer Freddie Roach. The camp, based in Los Angeles, is focused on refining speed, endurance, and tactical precision, traits that defined Pacquiao's prime. Even as questions swirl about his readiness, Pacquiao is demonstrating the mindset of a competitor unwilling to fade quietly. His determination to reclaim the WBC welterweight title signals that this isn't a farewell tour, but a mission to compete. Though there's significant excitement surrounding Pacquiao's comeback, it is paired with widespread concern. Critics argue that the romanticism of a legendary return shouldn't overshadow the reality of its dangers. Pacquiao has not fought professionally since 2021, meaning that his ring rust is likely substantial. Some health experts warn that returning at this age can have irreversible consequences, particularly regarding head trauma and neurological health. Even with his history of elite fitness, the human body inevitably declines.
I'm hearing things here. Manny Pacquiao aiming for a shock return to the ring, age 46, Josh.
Yeah, I read something about that, man. It's that guy's my hero. You know, I named my dog after him and stuff like that. You know, so but he's touching 50 years old. I think he should leave it where it is. You know, but obviously, if you get a chance to share a ring with Manny Pacquiao, nobody's going to say no,
Despite the serious concerns swirling around his age and physical risks, Pacquiao remains unshaken. His demeanor, both in interviews and public training appearances, exudes calm confidence. When pressed about the age gap between him and Barrios, he responded with composure that reflects his decades of experience under pressure. This isn't bravado. It's the poise of a fighter who has weathered the sport's harshest storms and still believes in his own capabilities. His unbothered attitude has become a rallying point for his loyal supporters, who see his comeback not as reckless but as a testament to his enduring competitive spirit. This mental edge could play a crucial role in what's expected to be a highly tactical bout.
Manny, you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it.
One of the strongest arguments in favor of Pacquiao's return is his consistent commitment to staying in shape. While many retired athletes let their fitness fade, Pacquiao never stepped away from training. His routines, early morning runs, strength sessions, and shadow boxing drills never ceased. This continuity is what he believes sets him apart from other comeback stories. Even in retirement, his lifestyle remained rooted in discipline, and he has maintained a remarkably lean physique.
I'm still in shape right now. I'm always in workout, training. Like I love workout and playing basketball like that. So I'm happy for it.
Do you still watch boxing now? Are you still into it? Do you enjoy watching boxing?
Yeah, because boxing is my passion, so that's why I'm enjoying watching boxing.
While mainstream fans believed Pacquiao had hung up the gloves for good, insiders knew otherwise. The former champion participated in private exhibition bouts and closed-door sparring sessions that allowed him to keep his timing and reflexes sharp. These matches, often undocumented or barely publicized, helped him stay in rhythm and assess his physical state.
A bite, a overhand right. Stop it! Welcome to K9 Boxing. And it's yours truly, Cornelius K9 Bundridge, the oldest world champion in junior middleweight history. And Manny Pacquiao is looking to step back in the ring, y'all, against Barrios, July the 19th. If I'm not mistaken, it's July 19th. And I give Manny Pacquiao a good chance at winning. Because, you know, a lot of people say, well, he's been inactive, he's older. Man, but he throw punches. He has a lot of experience. And his last fight was an exhibition, which still was a fight and still kept him sharp, punching, doing something. So it ain't like he just ain't been in the ring, ain't did nothing. Yeah, he been working. It's like them underground boxing matches are real fights. And it keep you off bold. You know, Emmanuel Stewart used to do a lot of exhibitions for his guys, or his guys to get them sharp, to get them prepared for a fight if they hadn't fought in a minute, just to have them fight sharp. What up, Keith? Yeah, just to have them fight sharp. So if they got in the ring and they hadn't fought in a minute, it won't seem like it. It'd be like it seem like they just recently fought. Yeah, so you know, it's a lot of stuff you can do to make yourself relevant, sharp, can have you right, ready for a fight. Yeah. My young dogs, Kevin, Kyrie, and Tadell, you know, the Hawk, the dogs, they fought to a draw.
The upcoming fight against Mario Barrios carries historical weight for Pacquiao. The WBC welterweight title holds deep personal significance. It was among the first major belts he captured on his way to global superstardom. Now, over 2 decades later, fighting for that same title gives this bout a full-circle narrative. Pacquiao isn't just chasing victory. He's crafting an ending that honors his beginnings.
Boxing Doctor News told onto your gloves, boxing fans, the rumors are true. Manny Pacquiao is stepping back into the ring. At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback, but can the Pac-Man turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? Get ready for a showdown that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
Even with polished training clips and spirited interviews, skepticism lingers in the boxing world. Analysts and fans alike fear that visual sharpness in training doesn't always translate into actual fight endurance. Age-related declines can surface suddenly in high-pressure moments, especially in later rounds. The gap in activity since his last professional match adds another layer of concern. As beloved as Pacquiao is, many question whether his body can keep pace with the sport's brutal demands.
This is a bad idea. Out of nowhere, the WBC decides they want their welterweight champion, Mario Barrios, to defend his belt against Manny Pacquiao. About 7 to 8, maybe 9, 10 years ago, I would have said, hells yeah, if we had a Manny Pacquiao championship fight. But Manny's been retired for 4 years. He's 46 years old. His last fight was in 2021, and he lost to Ugas in a unanimous decision. I watched his exhibition bout against the kickboxer guy in Japan. And again, I think people will look at this and go, well, Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, and yeah, that happened. And I also said that Mike was going to get really badly hurt, and it was a terrible idea for him to do that. There were some health issues and everything else. Luckily, Mike didn't get super hurt in the fight, but this is a world championship level fight against a sitting world champion, and Manny does not belong in there. And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt badly.
Pacquiao's career is a blueprint of adaptation and endurance. His ability to evolve from a wild, aggressive puncher to a smart, elusive tactician is a testament to his growth. With only 3 knockouts in 72 fights, and most of them occurring early on, he has demonstrated an impressive capacity to take and avoid punishment. Over the years, he's adjusted to different weight classes and fighting styles, all while preserving his core strengths, speed, angles, and timing.
We're left, ready to go again, working with Freddie Roach. I feel like I'm back in 2010, the Wayback Machine. Pacquiao looked pretty good in some of the videos that I saw, like he wasn't in horrible shape, but he is 46 years old, going up against a guy that is more than a decade younger than him in Mario Barrios. Bob Arum, in the same interview, he said that he was worried about Manny Pacquiao. This is a guy that promoted Pacquiao for most of his professional career, not promoting this fight against Barrios, but he said he is concerned for Pacquiao going into this fight. Do you have concerns about Pacquiao going in?
No, I don't have concerns. And look, I can post a video and look good for 10 seconds right now. Just like when Mike Tyson looked like a killer when he was promoting the Jake Paul fight. You writers and you guys with the non-boxing, I need to get those videos out of your head, because they're just clips. Anyone could look good for that long. I can train you to look good for 10 seconds. It'll be pretty hard, but I can train you to look good for 10 seconds on video. So don't worry about that. I look, Bob Arum knows what he's talking about, because it's the legs that's going to get to Pacquiao, not the power, not the explosive speed in front of a heavy bag. But whenever you're in front of an opponent and he's going to be moving around, it's the legs that are going to fail you. They're going to betray you. The power's not going to betray you. That lasts until the very end. His punch resistance, that's not going to betray him, because that never goes. Speed, and it's because you rely on your legs. That's the thing that goes at age. So at 46 years old, Manny Pacquiao's not going to have zero legs.
What's at stake on July 19th is more than a belt. It's a chapter in Pacquiao's story that could either be glorious or cautionary. Winning at this stage of his career would elevate his already unmatched legacy to another level. Mario Barrios is approaching the Pacquiao fight with serious intent. His camp is preparing as though they're facing the prime version of Manny, not a 46-year-old returning legend. There's no complacency in their preparation, just respect for Pacquiao's unpredictable danger. For Barrios, this is more than a defense. It's a proving ground.
Mentioned, a lot of people are asking what's going on. Are the rumors true? Is it possibly Spence? Is it Pacquiao? Who is Mario Barrios sharing the ring with next?
You know what? He's put himself in a great position through hard work. He's a tremendous story when he turned pro, and what he's been able to accomplish being a two-time world champion. And I always told everybody, he fights all comers. When we fought Gervonta Davis, all my hats off to Gervonta Davis. But it was very difficult for us to make the weight. We were going to move up in weight. They presented us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Batirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis.
Teddy Atlas's analysis provides important context to the discussion around size and age. While Barrios appears to have the upper hand in youth and height, his natural weight class was previously lower. His rise through divisions to welterweight has been recent, and he may not carry the same natural power or resilience that seasoned welterweights do. Atlas suggests that this evens the playing field and positions Pacquiao with a realistic shot. The announcement of Pacquiao's title shot has not gone without backlash.
Not naturally as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big, natural welterweight. And of course, we understand Pacquiao has moved up. My God, I don't even know when he first turned pro. You would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean he was
108 pounds, right?
Yeah, jockeys are about 105 pounds, I think, somewhere around that neighborhood. I mean, can you imagine him though going to the whip? He might have killed the horse. That's the only thing. Yeah, you would have had Petter. What is it called? Peter, whatever. Peter. You would have had Peter coming after you. Look what he did to this horse. But look, I love Pacquiao. One of my favorite people. One of my favorite fighters in the whole world. He's moved up from incredible weight. People forget about that. That's why I brought it up. How many weight classes this man has really moved up. Incredible. Just incredible. But now, yeah, Barrios wouldn't be as big as those other guys, but he's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active, who I know You can't go by this guy beat this guy, but he could beat that guy, but he could beat this guy. But you can't go by that in my business, in this business, because styles make fights. But you're right. He beat Ugas. You could say Ugas was a little older than when he fought him a little bit, than when Pacquiao fought him. Maybe that made a difference, whatever. But he did take a lot of punishment, Pacquiao, in the Ugas fight.
Jeff Mayweather voiced the frustration of many within the boxing community, claiming that giving Pacquiao a direct path to a championship undermines the sport's structure. Fighters who've been grinding through the rankings now see themselves bypassed by a legend re-entering the spotlight. While respect for Pacquiao's legacy is widespread, Mayweather argues that legacy shouldn't overshadow merit. This criticism underscores a broader debate within boxing: how to balance history, fan interest, and fair opportunity.
Going for another belt, taking on Mario Barrios. What do you make of this?
Well, first of all, before I even talk about the fight, it seems that boxing has changed, because this guy's been retired for what, 3 or 4 years?
What's his last fight, Thurman?
Yeah.
Been a while. He's 46 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to be fighting for a world title.
Oh yeah, for certain. Yeah,
So I mean, I don't understand why he's even fighting for a world title.
But to make a comparison, isn't that kind of the same thing though? Really, is like Floyd fighting Conor?
It's not the same.
Why not?
Because.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it.
No, I mean, he's been ranked. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's fighting a world champion from boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not fighting some guy like Conor was a whole different breed. He was just the #1 guy in UFC. So, but no, I mean, the thing is that he's done nothing to actually be fighting for a world title, other than just his name and what he's done in his past.
Well, say, don't you think someone of his stature, his legendary?
I mean, his stature is legendary, but still, you have guys that are fighting right now, that's fighting to try to get to that #1 spot, and basically you have a guy that hasn't fought in I don't know how many years, just jumps up and take your spot, and it may win a title.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.